Welcome to the Hermitcraft RECAP, where we condense things that would have taken a normal Minecrafter half a year into marketable 10 to 15 minute videos. My name is Pixelriffs, our writer is ZloyXP, and we're happy to announce that there is now a third regular member of our creative team, Liara, who will be responsible for adding man-made closed captions to future episodes of our show. Please welcome her into the fold and check out her own Minecraft channel by clicking the I symbol in the upper right corner. And with that little bit of housekeeping done, let's read way too much into whatever the Hermitcraft members have been doing this week. Starting with Doc M, who's putting the withers he captured last week to good use. He set up the makings of an AFKable obsidian farm, relying on the withers' supernatural ability to break obsidian like it's tissue paper. The only problem, aside from the fact that one wrong move would cause the withers to escape, is that you've got to snowball the wither to break blocks, which means you need one heck of a snow farm. Fortunately, methods of the Psycraft server came through, with a farm which not only prints snow using golems and TNT, it also collects it using dolphins. It won't win you any humanitarian awards, but 100,000 snowballs an hour speaks for itself.
It's 100,000 items per hour with such a small farm. But it's built compact, it's built efficiently, it's using cool tricks, and yeah, let's quickly turn it off before we build up too many items below.
A disaster almost strikes when Rendog and Doc M ring Mayday. One of their wither bosses is loose on the server. Fortunately, this is a time travel emergency because it happened last week, and Cubfan135 was there to provide necessary assistance, even if no assistance is actually necessary, because the goat crew takes care of it before he even arrives. To get his heat elsewhere, Cub departs for the Nether and establishes a Nether hub tunnel leading to his own enterprise, and also sets fire to one of Good Times with Scar's Swaggons for daring to operate without an ender chest.
Seriously though, it's 2021. Put an ender chest in the shop. Unfortunately, fire tick is off, so things don't actually burn. I wish they did, so then people will get the message.
Lemon, I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you from this fire.
Having dug up most of the server in a 2-day mining bender, Cub keeps the dig going and clears out more of the Dripstone Canyon, though for now the Dripstone itself is kept for a more important occasion, dueling ImpulseSV in a game of Bullseye. The triangles are not kind to him at all.
Oh man.
Come on.
Woo.
So about those giant skyrocks some more. Her own mining exploits earn false symmetry enough exotic deep slate ores to start selling them, and really what better place for a store like that than a giant hunk of rock, carried by a giant eagle, so you can't miss it.
Okay, flying back I was like, Wells Knight hasn't been on. Why has he built a giant bird? This isn't Wells Knight, this is false. Look at that, that's just classic right there, I love it.
While the inside of the floating landmass is outfitted to better serve as an amethyst and ore shop, False experiments with the whoosh effect on the eagle too. Debating if glass panels look nice enough as an aerodynamics map, she only applies the effect to one wing of the bird, so now it looks like half the eagle is soaring faster than the other. Just don't tell Mumbo that she's drifting mid-air.
Do we like glass panes? Glass panes? Or no glass panes?
Wells Knight presents a more modern approach to making an island float, and what better material to convey sci-fi thruster technology than radiant sea lanterns. He'll need a few, now that the floating island is filled in with stone that is visually quite heavy. Luckily, Iskal85 has just the thing, and I guess the bulk discount here counts as a clearance sale, seeing as how he's moving shop at the moment. Now, the irony of him moving said shop into an insufficiently lit area while literally selling lanterns is not lost on anyone present.
Oh yeah, all of this back here, this is all spawnable. What if it had exploded and all of your hard work went to waste?
Still, Wells gets his high-tech light bulbs in excess, but then promptly runs out of concrete. More concrete evidence, haha, comes out about Evil Azuma's death grip on the server. It turns out Evil X had a part to play in Vintage Beef's transformation into a space alien. It's not clear how that aided in turning Beef to the side of Derpcoin, but it probably helps to be a monster to participate in that particular scam. The regular Azuma is not too not evil either, as the villager struggle from last week has him form the foundation for a new trading hall which looks distinctly like holding cells. The stone and the sticky for the pistons comes out of the new slime farm chunk X digs up for a quick yet functional farm. His more sentient slime blob friend iJevin delivers his side of the plan. The triple totem of Undying shop rises right opposite Evil Azuma's Emporium. The three-headed golden idol marks a building perfectly in style with Evil X's own store. And iJevin promises more dark magic now that his base is announced to become an enchanted swamp, if he can only decide on the walls of the slime void.
So I tried this gradient, and after looking at it some, I just didn't like it very much. But I have another idea that I want to run by you guys for next episode.
The Evil X Corporated is not the only competition the Botum shopping district will have to deal with in the future. The Big Eyes inhabitants are quick to pick up what BOO is putting down and start filling in the shoreline wireframe with their own shops. As such, Tango Tech finally gives his hip a rest and puts down the Big Iron store.
Yeah. So Big Irons needs. We need Ron. No, Ron. Okay, Ron.
Amazing pun name aside, Big Irons offers a large supply of ferrum, though some bulk customers might prefer direct dealings with the supplier if it means they can get them under the influence.
Official businessman, no lie.
Yep. Tango is no stranger to large customers either, granted he spends some of the week filling in the scorched flooring in the cave of Fifi the Cyclops. As far as precious metals go, it's a particular gold Keralis is after, and luckily the Cogsworth Manor pays out big time with the precious B-Dubs original pocket watches.
So okay, I'm gonna hitch Lulu up right here.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you said you're going to the loo. I was like, we didn't build a toilet.
The ceiling in Keralis' office can now tell you exactly what time it is 10 times over. But of course it's Keralis Originals that we come to his videos for, so he drops one at the Big Eyes Shoreline Shield Town. It's not clear what the shop will be selling, but it sure looks pretty, which is always a benefit when you have eyes as hungry and a heart as big.
With this beautiful face on? You're right! You know what? You are looking easy.
Oh no, I just backstabbed myself.
The pretty is in high demand on the server, and Good Times with Scar finds himself at a crossroads being a significant provider of it. From Grian to ImpulseSV, the Botum gang demands Scar builds at their place and their place only. Not playing favourites just yet, Scar instead throws us a plot twist. It turns out the swaggin is coming from inside the house. This house in particular, which lore-wise Tycoon has refurbished into a commercial rickshaw factory. The latest masterpiece sails off to the sunny shore of the Big Eyes group, which is less an active attempt at expanding the client base and more an invitation to play Battleship.
Lovin, actually I'm going to probably level with you here. When I log back on the server in the morning, this thing might be at the bottom of the ocean.
So Grian actually has a reason to get a Scar build that goes beyond upsetting his server mates. While the In-Mountain Wizard Mall is a fun project he enjoys, the top of the hill needs some brainstorming, and it's more convenient to have Scar do that brainstorming for him. After all, he still owes Grian the back of that manor. Aside from whimsical magic shops, Grian occupies himself with providing enough deep slate for everyone, quickly finding out that it might not be as good a business model as something people desperately want should be.
So, in theory, if I spent 2 hours just mining for diamonds, I would make more than what I'm about to sell the deep slate for.
Maths be damned, the deep slate is bound to pay off in the wonderful builds his friends will make, and Grian secures one when a lucky coincidence leads to Scar getting stuck in a bedrock pocket next to the Botum void.
I'm literally trapped here.
How did you get in there?
Well, I was flying down to see the big hole, and I took a zig when I should have zagged, and I ended up in this.
You'd swear Lady Fortune is on his side as Grian holds an Ender Pearl ransom, but she also drops him into the void moments later, and that's one perhaps you perished box not being sold.
I'm dying!
I don't have them. It's all
I'm dying!
But Scar does have other options to consider when choosing a spot to build. ImpulseSV puts yet another eye-catching sign in the sky above Botum Town, asking Scar to build on a cloud of smoke rising from his factory. And large though the factory is, Impulse has chosen to build his farms offshore, starting with mob farms and expanding this week into a warped and crimson wood blaster. It's a journey with a few hurdles, not the least of which is losing all his equipment to an Enderman attack while mining for blast-proof ancient debris, then the farm self-destructing a few times. But Impulse refuses to let it get him down, and after much tweaking it is finished. And to blow off some steam, since no one else has claimed the title of Head of Happiness, Impulse tours the server and leaves some glowing words of encouragement at people's nether portals.
The great work. You can make something awesome today.
We'll see if he stays this happy when he hears what XBcrafted and Hypno plan to do with all those IOUs. Meeting up to discuss Horsehead Farm profits, the pair builds an auction house where people can anonymously bid for the right to be owed a favor by their server mates. The starting prices are all in diamond blocks, naturally.
Right. We don't want the other hermits to know who's bidding on what.
Right.
But we're fine with them knowing how much is being bid.
And it's perfect. It's flawless.
Back at XBcrafted's base, he successfully unites the two fossils by building a helix inside his dome, then carves out space for yet more hemi-overloids around the perimeter, linking them with connecting tunnels and covering them with black glass, presumably so they can be dimmer domes. He's not the only one who'll block out the light in the name of aesthetics. Iskel's Prismarine shop moves to aforementioned new headquarters as he repurposes the No Wings Club medal room for a more business-like shop floor, complete with chains of deep slate adorning the walls and sea lanterns behind tinted glass so their light is completely contained, which might explain why early customers found they weren't the only ones there.
Oh.
At least some of the medals got distributed elsewhere, and while he was roving the server, Iskel takes the opportunity to do some good deeds, leaving free samples of Prismarine goods at the crossroads of various communities. He also gets to drop some in Etho's line of sight, and we finally get the payoff of Etho discovering his farm control panel has a mysterious sea lantern switch.
I got an idea. I'm just gonna place my head here, and he can interpret this as he so please.
Etho's happy to let it happen because he's keen to farm basically everything in order to set up a contraption which will automatically refill the shulker boxes he normally keeps in his ender chest. Once he's done farming sea pickles and installing hoppers in the ceiling, he trots over to the horse course to check in with B-dubs about the state of the track.
I gotta get my bed. Everybody's waiting. Oh, what the? That was so fast!
Dude, I sensed it a long time ago.
A few adjustments are necessary, giving riders a safer but slower fall, an easier time following someone over the drip leaf bridges, and the opportunity to splash potions on themselves or their opponents. He also starts breeding donkeys for speed, although someone else might be ahead of the game there. As CEO of Botum, Mumbo doesn't want to have the flashiest ride on the lot. He wants everybody showing up to work with their engines revving. So while he's in the process of building up a storage system for his base, he breeds more souped up horses and parks them in a purpose-built garage for the other Botum folks to collect later. It's worth it just to hear the moped version.
This is the best thing ever. Oh my... Why is this so funny to me?
By contrast with the tiny donkeys, his storage system is almost impractically large, but it'll provide storage for the rest of his days, and he can get on with building the night sky above his chest monster. And finally there's B-dubs, who might be one of the only people who doesn't want Scar to build there, but he still appreciates the barge parked in Big Eyes Cove, if only because it drops off a decent supply of terracotta. It also drops endermites off it when B-dubs tries to sneak a few sea weevils on board.
Aha! I done it! Oh.
That terracotta is helping expand the vibrant coastal shopping area, and the profits have actually started rolling in, along with the Parson gas takings. To help them split up the profits automatically, B-dubs redstones up a machine to divide the diamonds between 3 hoppers, then randomizes it using chickens. It's this kind of innovation that you can now expect at his redstone services shop. Just expect your redstone to cluck every once in a while. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP, and my name is Pixelriffs. This week, things got cinematic for me as all the storylines on Empire's SMP converged for a dragon fight. If that sounds like your jam, the link is in the end screen theatre. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.